worth the while.
What up? What up? How is you doing?
Complaining about this too much weight. Heavier up top. You don't hear nobody complaining. Maybe this house got a double D load rating. Maybe the attic identifies as the foundation. It probably ain't even regular concrete. It's probably something else, something wider. Oh, knees are weak. The arms are heavy.
You know, sometimes you gotta train your arms. Yeah, like this one right here. Come here. Here, get him. That's how you do it. Get him, Spidey. Get him, Spy. There, don't wrap him up with that booty juice. Spray it on him. Yes, sir. Get him. Like this.
Oh, we're okay. Just taking some pictures. Why's that? You done something wrong?
Just in case something happens. You're taking pictures of a building. Ain't nobody doing it. Need to identify you. Who are you?
Have we done something wrong?
My name's Ron Bratcher. I'm specialized with the FBI. Who are you?
You gotta take pictures.
Okay.
Do you think we've done something wrong?
No, you're not doing anything wrong, but the policy is, if you're going to take pictures of my building, I just need to know who's doing it.
Whose policy is that?
That's the government's policy, sir.
It's
Attorney, look, guys, I'm just asking who you are. I'm just asking who you are.
He said it's their policy.
Oh, it's their policy.
Look,
That's
you're
not
taking
law.
pictures of our building. If our building was to burn down tonight, we would like to know who was out here taking pictures of it. Now, is there a reason you're out here taking pictures? That's all I'm asking. Not trying to get spun up, not trying to get you arrested. I'm just asking why you're here. What do you need? Can I help you?
No, we're good.
Then why are you taking pictures of my building?
Is that your building?
Yes. It's also your building. It's also her building.
So does that mean I can take pictures of it? It's my building.
No.
Well,
Let me rephrase. Yes, you can, but I'd like to know who you are.
Well, I don't know if that really constitutes knowing who I am.
Sure it does.
So are you saying we're obligated to tell
Come
you?
on, knock it off. Come on, just tell me who you are.
Are you saying we're obligated to tell you who we are?
You're not obligated to do anything.
Okay, then I don't really want to identify myself if we're not obligated.
Very well.
Dickheads.
You did say you don't think we've done anything wrong, right?
You've done nothing wrong.
So then we're free to go?
You're free to leave.
Okay. Am I free to leave, or are you
You're free to
stopping me from going?
You're free to leave.
Don't eat or try.
They're not that bad.
Okay, over here.
Are we leaving?
Are you leaving?
I'm following you guys.
Oh, cool. Cool. Where are we going?
Wherever you go.
So what you saying it was? I got it, okay. Okay.
I'll make it real easy for you.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm a little fired up right now.
What are you so upset about? What are you upset
We've got
about?
gentlemen that aren't cooperating and taking pictures of my building. I'm concerned.
What do you mean we're not cooperating? You wanna know what we're
asking
doing?
who
I
you
told you
are.
we're taking pictures.
I'm asking who you are.
But you also said
And we
we're
have,
not
according
obligated.
to my boss right over there, we have the legal right to identify you.
That's not, we're not legally obligated.
If you don't want to identify yourself, I guess you don't have to, but police departments come in, and when they get here, then we have another issue.
Okay, well, we're not gonna run away from that.
I'm not expecting you to. I'm just gonna stand here and we're
We
going
have
to,
said 3 times now, we haven't committed
would
any
you
crime.
stop
I'm
already?
making sure you said that.
Would you stop already? You're being kind of an ass. Just stop. I'm just trying to find out who you are, and if you don't want to tell me, that's fine. I'm gonna follow you till I figure out who you are.
Well, I've got all night.
So what? You pay my salary to stand here and protect these
I'm not
buildings.
here with that.
Okay.
I was wanting to walk through here, but I don't wanna walk into you. Wouldn't, it wouldn't be polite to run into you.
That's right.
Are you sure you really wanna block my camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do?
I'm real sure I do. That's the same right that you
On
can.
public property,
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to on public property.
you're right. We have the right to photograph.
Yes, you do. And I have the right to stand here with my hand up.
But you are intentionally obstructing the
Yes, I
view and intentionally infringing on my First Amendment right to take pictures in public.
Take all pictures you want.
Who's your supervisor? I'd like to get that recorded. Apparently, if they got, no, what's his name? I need to know who to,
Why don't you tell me your name, I'll tell you.
no, that's not how this works.
Sure it is.
I need to know who to file a complaint with.
You have your business card.
Doesn't have your supervisor's name on it.
Got the FBI on it. You can call the Director Comey. He'll get down to us.
No, that's not right.
Guys, I'm just trying to be real simple here. Why are you taking pictures of this building? And who are you?
Neither question deserves an answer.
Okay, so when I go out in front of your house and take pictures of your home,
From the public road, you can do that.
We
Yes,
were,
I can.
we were in front of your home.
yes, you are.
We were not in front of your
I
house.
spend more time here than I do at home.
Yeah, but we also pay for this building.
So do I,
Right.
So
But you don't pay for my home.
indirectly.
I know you didn't pay for my home.
Indirectly.
I'll be expecting that, that percentage of my mortgage
I secure it.
indirectly.
I secure it. I'm just trying to find who you are, guys. So if we have any else that goes on with the
Are you
bill, we know.
insinuating that I'm on welfare or something?
I'm not insinuating anything, are you on welfare?
No.
Okay, I'm not insinuating anything.
I figured I'd ask a direct question to your indirect response. So what did your boss over there happen to say? He said that something about us being on your property.
No,
I heard it
you
say.
go, you want to go ask?
I'm not going up there.
Sure, go ask him.
Is that your private phone or is that a government phone?
It's a tough phone, damn
Is it
it.
your phone or is it a government phone?
I'm not obligated to answer that question.
Oh, I think you might be.
Making
No,
sure
I
of
don't
that.
think I am. Can you put your camera down just a shade? Let me get
Nah,
your picture.
I don't think I have to.
Okay, good enough.
Scrubs away dirt. To scrub your search history, know someone in tech.
I don't know why you guys are playing a silly game. I'm also trying to do
You're the one
something.
that keeps us-
You approached us.
Yes, I did.
You approached us.
You're
We
out
didn't
taking
approach you.
pictures.
You asked if we needed help. We said no, we're fine.
Mhm. You sure did. You're fine, but you're taking pictures of this building that I wonder why.
No, nobody's taking pictures of it.
No, I just wonder why you're taking pictures. of
You
it.
also told us we were free to leave,
You are.
but you impeded our traffic.
No, I have absolutely not impeded any of your acts. You want to leave, leave. I'm just going to follow you where you go.
We could just disperse.
Okay, this first.
You said cops on the way. Well,
Yeah, we don't need to run from the police.
I don't want to leave the police yet. Oh, they've been called quite a while ago. Oh, we're still always out of town.
Yeah, you killing me.
There's a cop car. We're taking a picture of all of them. Photographing.
We're just taking pictures.
For photographing.
Well, he approached us,
He also told us it was our building, so. Well, it's not like.
and I asked if we had done anything wrong. He said no.
He said we violated no laws. They want to like. Oh, we're just taking pictures, walking around. They deal with somebody with ID and social laws and stuff.
What's your name? Morse, and your badge number? Your badge number is 20. Okay, thank you. Do you suspect we committed a crime? Do you think we have a warrant? But you don't think we've done anything wrong? Okay.
You guys got ID now?
I don't want to answer any questions.
You got ID now?
I don't want to answer any questions.
Or we freak out. We maintain. Temporary.
For what crime? Why are you detaining us if you don't think we've committed a crime? Yeah, I did. So I'm asking you to articulate what facts, but you don't believe that to be a crime.
If you're not deep, I'm asking, if you're not deep,
And I-
if you have any warrants, you have your arrest here. Reason. Okay. Yeah. IDs? Get that. But we're not being detained, we're not being detained.
Guys, we all know working out at home only gets you so far, and we know getting and staying in shape can suck. At Odyssey Fitness, we make it suck less with our 70,000 square foot facility. Between NEPA's largest sports performance center, 70 plus.
We're not being detained. For what crime?
He wasn't able to articulate it.
What crime is that? Okay, so what gives you the authority to ask me for my ID for videotaping the building when there's no crime being committed? That doesn't constitute your right to ask me for ID.
So you're just asking, you're not saying we're obligated. You're just simply asking. Okay, then we decline.
So you decline.
You said you're just asking.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think we're free to go. I need to know, are we free to go? Okay. What? Thank you.
Okay.
Leave.
If we're free to go, we're free to stay.
Leave. Property. What property? This property.
This public property?
This property. If we go in here, see if we want to sign the complaint.
Okay.
There's no sign complaint for a public use. Last night, the storm drain was public property.
Yep, see this fire hydrant? Also public property.
5.5. Storm drain.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, Wendy. What's good? How you doing?
Okay, we're not on the property, we're on the state property. We're on the. Okay, that's great. All right.
No, now we are being detained with each other. You're not being detained.
No, he said we can go.
Oh, you're free to go. They're on their property.
Right. See that fire hydrant? You know, put that there.
City of Marion.
So this is a city easement. This is a public easement. This isn't their property. Okay.
Yeah.
We're just out here taking some pictures.
So he came out here and started yelling at us. We just called her and he did not get a call. We don't, he just called out here for no reason. That's exactly what he did. And he just called. That's exactly what he did. Yeah, so me and I, that's what we're doing. The black part over there. He walked right up here, he asked what we're doing, said we're taking some photos and videos. He called the police. That's exactly what happened. Well, of all the property rights. From the public access. That's like big picture. If I can see it from the public, I can take a
Sure we
picture
can.
from the public. Can't both be a public picture.
We can take a picture of the hospital.
From the road, then they better put up a big old blind in front of it.
Yeah, they need to build a wall.
That's the whole talk. We were never on, we're talking about from the main, from property.
We never entered the property where he works. We never entered the property where they work. That's okay too.
Correct.
Right, and we didn't enter their property.
Not once.
We didn't enter their property. But we're in public.
Can you cite what law says I can't video from public? Can you cite what law says I can't video from public?
So this is a matter of what they like. They don't like us taking pictures.
There we go. He just said we can video whatever we want.
I have no law that says you can't.
Then why are we here?
You can leave it on me.
Why are we here?
I just told you, I'm gonna follow you and identify who you are.
I'm sure if you have other things to do than figuring.
We're trying to identify. Here we go.
That's all I want to know, because if this building burns down tonight, at least I know where to start.
Well, then I'll point the finger at you because you said get it.
That's why we're trying to identify.
I'm open. You can look at me all day long.
Come show me the police. If you're at ease, ready, you want to, got the door, you're gone.
The problem with that is the FBI and the police department don't have the authority to approach people who are not committing crimes and demand identification. You both said that we're not committing any crimes.
Just like the man, you know, or catch, I think that.
For what crime?
I said, that's why I said, if I was demanding to have your ID, I already had the handcuffs. You the person.
What law would you be breaking if you
If
demanded?
demanded.
Not that suspect us of committing a crime.
Gentlemen, you're perfectly trying to
You're
set
trying
this
to
up, and all we're
identify
trying to do is identify who you are.
You guys approached us.
But that's not a crime.
That's what I said, I didn't say it was.
But you just said for failure to identify.
If I had arrested him, I wanted to know he wasn't, I would already catch him with thumbs.
Well, yeah, if you arrested me for committing a crime, I would tell you who I was. State of Illinois says you cannot arrest us for failure to show ID.
They clearly said we haven't done anything wrong.
We reported it.
We haven't done anything wrong.
Oh, I mean,
He has asked and we have declined.
Sure, there's something out there that you're better, so.
Doesn't matter.
We can probably figure out something.
Are you saying
You're gonna make up something now.
Sure, there's something in that law, but I don't know.
I doubt it.
Well, I'm live streaming, just so you know, I've got this. So you're saying there's some law we're breaking, we're not filming people going out on the street. It doesn't matter if you know that or not. Since there was no proof of crime in the meeting,
If I see somebody taking practice.
I don't either.
I don't know.
So we hear going.
Are you attorney?
That wouldn't be illegal.
Are you attorney?
I just want somebody to know that you were
Are you?
going.
It wouldn't be illegal. I couldn't stop it.
Are you?
I don't know. I couldn't stop it. I mean, if that was the case, you wouldn't see people on TMZ get photographed coming in on.
You have spun this up.
Just because we don't like something doesn't mean it's a crime.
And I have, well, that doesn't mean it's a crime.
I'm saying, they don't have a job, they don't have a job.
Well, that's inside the facility. No, that probably.
You think you're gonna trespass us off of public property? Off of public property?
Public, but the city.
Yeah.
That city owns it, it's public property. No, that's how it works.
City takes care.
That's right, with public tax dollars. Do they maintain it? We have the right to walk on it, public
You
access.
take care of it.
At the city, yes, I do. Just like he said, he probably paid my mortgage. Is that a supervisor? Is he a sergeant? Okay. Okay.
I love these First Amendment vigilantes. They go out there and they're not bothering anybody, but they know just if they record certain shit that somebody's gonna get upset about it. And they're trying to tell people, you can't get upset about it. because I'm a free citizen and I can do
What's your name?
whatever.
WARD
And your badge number?
085.
Thank you.
Well, we asked if we were free to go, if we were being detained. Don't mix things up.
You said we're being detained for now, but
On their property, we're not.
we're not on their property. We didn't go on their property. And
You told us we weren't obligated.
said we weren't obligated, so we declined.
My head is rolling the camera.
Officer Ward, do you know supervisors on the way? Okay, great.
Bold. It'll be quiet, hide.
Okay. He's free to do that. We're in public.
They never start recording once people up. No, because they have to activate their lights. So he didn't, yeah, camera kept saying that he was gonna go walk up down and find a crank charges. Yeah, he did not, but we got it. Okay, you're pretty sure you can walk up down and find something charges with it? That's not what you said. This was after you talked to them.
Hey, you didn't realize that if someone comes out here and says that you're alarming them by filming them, you can be charged with disorderly conduct because they feel like they're.
Do you believe that? Do you really believe that? This is a First Amendment protected activity. We are taking pictures in public.
I am telling you, filming somebody, they feel alarmed or threatened by that.
We're not filming anybody that doesn't have the right to film.
I am telling you, officer, I'm telling them. I feel alarmed
You have no expectation of privacy.
that they are filming my building without identifying who they are. I have concerns with the building and the residents of that building.
Y'all mad, y'all big mad.
That's a first amendment.
Because we aren't doing anything wrong.
He's already told us we were free to go, that we had not committed a crime.
Identify yourself.
I would ask you, or no, you didn't tell me two things, you told me I was freedom.
He wants to see if we have any warrants, but he doesn't believe we have any warrants.
Well, I understand that's a policy, but that's
It's not our policy. He said we're being detained.
No, he said we're free to go.
We are free to go now? You said we were detained.
A texturizing putty to live a textured life. Travel a lot.
You said we were detained, but we aren't being detained. We are free to leave. Okay, all right. Oh, we're okay. Let's take some pictures. What's that? That's what's wrong.
Would you have a vote for a woman? I want my garage.
Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
Hold on. Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
we are commanded to support Israel. And we're
What does that
told,
mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what, hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
To define Israel, do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
And he's, so does that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
the
God is
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes,
it is.
And I'm really happy he said that, because when you hear it, you realize how ridiculous it sounds. Even if you're not following the theology, if you don't identify as a Christian, you realize that you have a senator that is sitting across saying, and his number one reason, he didn't say one of the reasons, he said my number one reason that I support Israel is because the Bible commands me to do so. And just so you know, the Bible does not command, and this is what Tucker Carlson is getting to in that clip, it absolutely does not command you to support the modern state of Israel. But the Genesis is pointing to the modern 1948 created state of Israel, and you must support it, despite the fact that it is very much involved in what can only be described as demonic behavior since its creation, right? And so you're going to ignore every other biblical passage. You're going to misinterpret this one. It's a dispensationalist heresy. Dispensationalist heresy, which was factually funded by the World Zionist Congress. We can do another episode on that as I present to you guys all of the evidence that what it guided the notations. This really stems from the Scofield Bible, the heresy of the Scofield Bible. Scofield himself was an absolute fraud who got funded and was overseas and alleges that he wrote all of these notes in the Bible and is telling people how to read their Bibles. The first time notations were put underneath the passages. So this is what Genesis says, and this is what it means. And this is how this heresy arrived in America. Then somehow this guy is able to becomes the most printed book, and Oxford Press gets behind it because like a random pastor. You get the idea here. It was very much a funded effort to have Christians misunderstand the Bible, and Ted Cruz is one of these Christians.
Ms. Broward, thank you for being such an awesome science teacher. I love how you let me expand my knowledge of science by giving me links to explore and learn with. From Peyton.
Thank you, Peyton. What a lovely message. It meant so much for you to share your thoughts about science class. You were such a pleasure to have in class this year, and you always produce such amazing work. So thank you for your hard work, and I wish you all the best in your future.
How many customers do you have approximately?
Between 14 and 15 million customers.
Between 14 and 15 million. I think you told Senator Britt just a minute ago that a goodly number of those are minors. Is that correct?
What I said was I don't have the number of customers.
You have the genetic data of a good many minors. Is that correct?
We have genetic data for a particular number of minors, and I will be happy to provide.
People under the age of 18. Is that correct?
That is how I'm defining a minor.
So they give your customers, I just want to make sure I understand your business model. Your customers give you their genetic information for you to run various tests on. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
And I mean, that's pretty sensitive stuff, isn't it? Somebody's genetic information. Is there anything more personal than that?
I would agree with you, Senator, that genetic data is sensitive information.
And so now you're just going to sell all of it? 15 million people, bunches of kids, maybe millions. It's just going to be sold, the open market?
As Senator, the good news, as I mentioned, is that the two bidders or buyers for the company, one is Regeneron, which is
that's the big pharma company?
It
doesn't make me feel any better.
Is a large pharmaceutical company.
All right, so you're gonna take 15 million Americans' genetic information and you're gonna sell it to somebody. And your message to us is today: trust us, it'll be fine. Maybe it's a big pharma company. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe they'll treat it right. I thought your privacy code, your privacy commitment said that consumers had a right not to have their information shared with anybody else without their consent. I mean, I've got your privacy statement right here. It says that without their consent, you can't share their information. You're about to sell it.
Senator, that consent is, essentially for,
not real.
For research purposes, and we are not selling it for research purposes.
So when you tell the consumer, give us your personal information and we'll take money from you, and we won't give it to anybody without your consent, it's not real. It just means, maybe kind of depends on the day.
Senator, I will say that our customers' data is their own. They have the right at all times to access that information. They can edit it.
Well, sure they can, but you're about to sell it to who knows who. They can't control it. You said to Senator Moody that consumers have complete control of their data. Complete. How can they have complete control if you're about to sell it without their consent?
Senator, they can delete that data anytime up until the sale and after.
Oh, okay. They can delete the data. Have you fixed the ability of customers to go on your website and delete it? Because right after you announced your sale, your deletion page went down. I hold in my hand here an article from the Wall Street Journal. 23andMe site goes down as customers struggle to delete their data. Can they even get onto your site to delete their data?
They can, Senator. And
you fixed this?
That was an issue that, yes, we fixed immediately after.
It's up and running now? Customers can go on?
Customers can go on and they can delete their data.
What happens if they go onto your site to delete their data?
When a customer logs into their account at 23andMe, they go to their settings page and there's a section there where just click delete my data. It confirms that they want to delete their data and it's deleted automatically.
Is that true? Let's take a look. When they go onto your page, they get an opportunity. It says permanently delete the data. So they click the button that says permanently delete the data, and then they get a notification that says your account is no longer accessible. How do they know if they can't access their account anymore? How do they know their data's been deleted?
Because we send them a notification that their information has been deleted.
You send it once, and how long does that take?
Our policies state that, we will delete their data within 30 days, and in most cases, it is automatic and happens much quickly.
And when you delete it, it's deleted. It's gone forever.
All the genetic data is deleted forever, and yes.
Really? Because that's not what your privacy statement says in the fine print. Let's read it. What your statement says is, we retain personal information for as long as necessary to provide the services and fill the transactions you have requested, to comply with our legal obligations, resolve disputes, enforce agreements, et cetera, And then it goes on, 23andMe and or our contracted genotyping laboratory will retain your genetic information even if you choose to delete your account.
Senator, 23andMe, it does not retain any genetic information regarding the consumer once they delete their account. We do.
It says right here that you will retain genetic information, including date of birth and sex, even if you choose to delete your account. This is your privacy policy. I'm just quoting from it.
Senator, to the best of my knowledge, we do not maintain.
I'm very hands-on.
Not really buying Israel's excuse because he put out himself. He got some heat because he put out a statement that initially didn't name the IDF as the perpetrator of the attack, but then on Sunday in one of his after one of his prayers, he called it an Israeli army attack, and very strongly called for a ceasefire. So people are not buying this excuse that it was an accident.
We're going to bring in our first guest, which is Dave DeCamp. So Dave is the news editor and a columnist for antiwar.com, where he has worked since 2018. He also hosts the daily podcast, Anti-War News with Dave DeCamp, which provides analysis on U.S. foreign policy from a non-interventionist perspective. And he's one of my favorite people to talk to on a host of issues. So Dave, thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Hey, Misty, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, no, I initially wanted to have you come on to talk about Somalia, but then as I follow your feed very closely, there's been some pretty significant happenings in Gaza. So I wanted to have you on to talk about both of those things. So we're going to start with Gaza, if you don't mind, which, by the way, everybody, this is Dave's Twitter page. If you want to go follow him, it's @DeCampDave. highly recommend you follow Dave. And he recently wrote some articles on the issue we're going to be discussing today, like the one mentioned here. So there's been, it seems like an increasing level of attacks on Christians, and then obviously I think it's the only Catholic church in Gaza. So tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
Yeah, so there's been two big incidents when it comes to attacks on Christians, on Palestinian Christians. The article that you have up there is about the attack on Taibeh, which is a Palestinian village in the West Bank. It's the last village in the West Bank where the entire population is Christian. And they've been under attacks from Jewish settlers for a long time now. And their goal is essentially to terrorize people, to make them leave the village because they want to steal their land. And they've made that very clear. They recently erected a billboard near the town that said, "You have no future here." So that really shows what their goal is. But something that they did recently that was just incredibly brazen was they set a fire right next to St. George's Church, which is an ancient church built in the 5th century. And then the priests in that town basically called for help, put out a statement issuing a plea for help for delegations to come to the town, because the settler violence was getting so out of hand. And they had a visit from church leaders in the region. And even Mike Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, who's a staunch Israel supporter and staunch Zionist, even he made the trip and condemned the attack as a terror attack. He didn't mention the perpetrators by name, but it was pretty strong. And after this, Israel bombs as you said, the only Catholic church in Gaza City, the Holy Family Parish. And this place, has become a refuge for people amid the horrific genocide that's taking place in Gaza. And if you look at the picture of where the church was hit, it was right on the roof, right next to the cross. And 3 Christians were killed, about 10 others were injured. And this is another thing that got a lot of attention from Christians, and I've seen even Catholics, in the U.S. I'm a Catholic myself. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Catholics, like influencers in the U.S. who are pro-Israel, even though we have no theological reason to support this modern state of Israel. But even many of them, including Michael Knowles, has come out against this strike. Israel's claiming it was an accident, but the church authorities, Cardinal Pizzaballa, who has a wonderful name, he's the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem. He's essentially the head Catholic cardinal in the Holy Land. He cast doubt on Israel's claim that this was an accident. And this isn't World War II. It's not like Israeli tanks are just, firing aimlessly in a certain direction. These are precision-guided munitions. They know exactly where they're firing. So this has really gotten the attention of people, again, that, normally don't either pay too much attention to what's happening in Gaza, or people who are actually supportive of it. And I mean, I've been very surprised by some of the people that have come out strongly against this. And of course, and in the Latin Patriarchs, in Pizzaballa's statement, he's been very good on this. This is the 3rd time he went to Gaza right after. It's the 3rd time he's been there since October 2023. In his statement, he said, this is just, this is no worse than all the other. Tragedies happening in Gaza. I forget exactly the story, but they were very strong about all the slaughter that's happening in Gaza. And what you pulled up there is good because, as I said, they're not buying this claim from Israel that this was an accident. And the Pillar, which is a Catholic news outlet, they cited sources within the Latin Patriarchate saying that they're considering the possibility that this was actually retaliation for the Christian leaders visiting Taibeh. And because they put out another very strong statement blaming the Israeli government for emboldening the settlers, which you cannot argue against that at this point, considering the people that make up the current Israeli government. And it's clear that Pope Leo is not really buying Israel's excuse, because he put out himself he got some heat because he put out a statement that initially didn't name the IDF as the perpetrator of the attack, but then on Sunday, in one of his after one of his prayers, he called it an Israeli army attack, and very strongly called for a ceasefire. So people are not buying this excuse that it was an accident. And Israel has attacked all the Christian sites in Gaza. There's an Orthodox church that they bombed in October 2023, killing 18 people, including relatives of Justin Amash, the former U.S. representative. They destroyed the Holy Rosary School, which was a big Catholic school in Gaza. They bombed the Al Ali Baptist Hospital, which is run by the Anglican Church in the Middle East. They bombed it several times. So this is not just a one-off. And it seems like it's gotten a lot of attention.
It should. And the idea that Israel thinks that they can say that this was an accident, I mean, it's so annoying. It's so frustrating. I mean, how many times do they think that that's like an acceptable response to this stuff? Like, we're all fully aware that this stuff is not an accident. I mean, it's constant, Dave. And I think that that's how they've been so successful in years past at avoiding accountability, because they they did control the narrative really in years past. And I think that, and you and I may have spoken about this before, with the invention of and the use of social media, as much of a cesspool as it can be, it has afforded us one very important thing, which I've spoken very strongly about, that I genuinely think that the use of social media throughout the course of this genocide has been unbelievably beneficial. Because where mainstream media obviously fails us, there are very brave people on the ground in Gaza who are able to live stream their own genocide to us daily. And that has really lifted the veil. I think prior to that, in any other conflict in the history of this, they've been able to very effectively silence critics and control the narrative, make sure that they have control over what's written and printed and spoken about and all of that stuff, and that's really just not the case anymore. And you mentioned, I love that you mentioned Michael Knowles, because I actually have, I don't know if I'm going to play the whole video because I don't want to waste, it's like 5 minutes, and I really don't want to listen to Michael Knowles for 5 minutes. But what I thought was interesting, and I'm not familiar with this person, Mel. I have no idea who she is, but I thought that, and especially...
Yeah, she's cool. I've been on the show a few times.
All right, cool. I'll follow her. Or I may already be following her, I'm not sure. But she, in his video, she tweeted it out, and he said, quote, you're losing me when you strike churches, the only church in Gaza, even if accidentally, but especially if not accidentally, you're losing me, end quote. And she points out that this is where they start to lose you. Like, it's just so absurd. But the idea that you're right, even Michael Knowles and Mike Huckabee are now speaking out against it. It really is telling. That's very telling, I think.
Yeah, and I think another thing that seems to have opened some eyes is the response by certain Israel supporters, especially in the U.S. This guy Joel Berry, he works for the Babylon Bee.
I have that too. Yeah.
He essentially justified the attack, saying, "Oh, all the Catholics in Gaza are Hamas supporters," and saying that they're not true Christians. I mean, it blew me away. I mean, I've seen him, he's put out horrific things before, but
yeah,
he's justifying the bombing of a Catholic church that killed 3 people. Again, it just blew me away. And the response to this, again, from people that I just would never expect to be critical of Israel. Like, I just think it's kind of opening eyes, because as Mel said, it's like, this is the thing that makes you wake up. Well, maybe for some people, this is what it takes, because the way Joel here is talking about the Catholics in Gaza is the way they all talk about all the children in Gaza, all the civilians in Gaza. They mark them for death when they say, oh, they're all Hamas supporters. So you might as well, there's no innocent civilians. We hear this rhetoric all the time. And maybe it'll open more eyes when they hear this stuff. It might seem familiar, when they hear there's all these claims to justify the Israeli military slaughtering civilians, over 100 a day now, every single day.
Yeah.
But yeah, this really just it just blew me away. What he's saying here.
The idea that, first of all, that he could even possibly know that there are only about 200 professed Catholics, and they all support Hamas. He's very sure of himself. They all support. First of all, even if they do, so what? So what if they support Hamas? They have every right to support Hamas. Again, they are living in an occupied territory. They are, they have
And they've been attacked before by the IDF. But I should have mentioned back in December 2023.
I have that.
Yeah, the church, the compound was under Israeli siege, and Israeli snipers killed 2 women, shot 2 women and killed them, and injured 7 people who tried to help them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Lebanon. That's another church they bombed.
Oh, no
So-
problem, fine.
Yeah. So, but again, yes, just to see him say that. I know a guy named Khalil Sayed, who's a Palestinian Christian from Gaza, who has lost family in the ongoing genocide, his father and his sister. And he's from Gaza. He knows people sheltering in the church. One of the women who was killed, the elderly woman who was 84 years old, who was killed by the bombing, is a relative of his. And he says it's just this idea that they support Hamas just isn't right. Like they don't politically support Hamas, the Catholics in Gaza. It's just not true. And maybe, you know, as you said, would they support people fighting against, you know, the IDF that's currently attacking them? I mean, you know, that's kind of a different thing than what Joel Berry is saying there. But again, it's just really despicable. And this really, because, you know, Berry is a certain kind of Christian Zionist. And this is like the Mike Huckabee type. Now, that's another reason why I was surprised by Mike Huckabee going to Taipei. And they do believe that God gave this piece of land to the modern state of Israel. And I think that view, a lot of people realized how absurd it was when they saw Tucker Carlson interview Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz said, oh, you know, what the Bible says, what I learned in Sunday school, you know, those who bless Israel will be blessed. And Tucker was like, you mean the country that's run by Bibi Netanyahu? Because it is absurd to have that interpretation. And so there's a lot of Christians, Protestants. Again, I'm a Catholic. I'm recently returned to the church, so I'm like, you know, pretty into it these days, but into theology and stuff. And there's a lot of Christians in the U.S. who are Protestants, and even Catholics, who aren't ideologically Zionist or don't follow that theology, but it's kind of baked into their Christianity, where they just kind of see, oh, Israel, like they look at the Bible, Israel, they see Israel on a map. Oh, I guess we got to support them. And I think for a lot of those people, the veil's kind of being lifted by a lot of this stuff.
100% agree with that. And yeah, the interview with Ted Cruz, I think I may have covered it here on Jimmy's show. The idea that he so brazenly said that when he got elected, his first order of business was to protect the state of Israel. Blew my mind. That he thought that was a good answer.
And then he asked Tucker at one point, why are you so obsessed with Israel?
Right? And Tucker's like, wait a minute, my guy. You're the one that just said that your whole philosophy, your whole point in life as an elected representative is to protect and support the state of Israel. Who's the one that's obsessed? So yeah, that was a very revealing interview, I think, for sure. And I think that's really kind of given people a glimpse into how most elected officials see Israel. We've seen the way that they have completely compromised and have paid off and bought a vast majority of people in elected positions in Congress. So I think I think it's good. Again, I don't know. I hate to be Debbie Downer. I don't know if it's going to be enough to save Palestine. It doesn't look like it's going to be.
Umizu, Boozy, what's good, guys?
Great. At any rate, as you said, they're slaughtering at least 100 people a day at this point. And but I do think that if we have like a little sliver of hope, it is the fact that narrative is failing. And I think that we might be past the point of no return for Zionism. And that's a little bit of something to keep some hope on, maybe. I'm trying to find hope, guys. I really am. The Gaza stuff's a lot for me. And as I mentioned when I had you on my show recently,
Motherfucking bat out of hell.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking true rock legend. If Ozzy ain't did it, nobody ain't did it.
Yeah, man. Wow, they got to see his last concert? That's crazy.
Yep.
RIP to the legend. Damn. It happens in threes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. 2 days in a row, we done lost some great people who inspired, generations. Fucking sucks.
Think about you often, and I don't mean that in like a weird, creepy way. But I know that you follow this super closely, and I can't. Like, it's too much to see the constant barrage of images, especially of the kids. And so I hope that you're like able to step away from it at some point and cleanse your brain, because it's a lot. It is definitely a lot to take in.
If your coffee didn't just wake you up but actually made you feel sharp, focused, and ready for the day, that's the difference with 1775's Peaberry coffee. These beans are rare, less than 5% of all coffee grown. They're denser, naturally higher in caffeine, and packed with antioxidants. That means more mental clarity, better energy, and zero crash. Each bean grows so low, high in the Bolivian mountains, and it's hand-picked at peak ripeness. The result? A smoother, more concentrated flavor that kickstarts your metabolism without the acidity or jitters. How can they pull that off? You're still getting 1775's organic small batch, small farm, single origin quality, just with the bean that goes above and beyond. So go to 1775coffee.com/door to save 15% off your order of 1775 coffee. It's coffee that actually earns its place in your morning. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York.
Sky TV adapter is an HDMI converter for your car, and to plug in your phone, you need an HDMI to C cable, which is now included with the Auto Sky TV adapter. Number one, plug it into your car's USB port or your C port. It comes with cords for both. And the only requirement is to have wired factory CarPlay. Most cars with wireless CarPlay also have wired. Keep that in mind. And as long as there's no other phones already connected to your CarPlay, the TV adapter will automatically pop up when you click your CarPlay button. This menu will pop up, and on the right you see HDMI. That's where the cable that the TV adapter includes comes in handy. HDMI plugs in the adapter, the other end plugs into your Android or iPhone 15 or greater. All you're going to do is click HDMI, and your phone mirrors to the screen. As you can see, apps like Netflix work just fine. Just click on your show, press play, and that's instantly going to begin playing in full screen.
Crystal, again, the Israeli military may have done something from the pure perspective of public relations as they incorporate into, we know, their strategy, as they see it as a very important part of their strategy. They may have done something that was counterproductive when a Catholic church in Gaza was hit, and it drew the attention of many conservatives to what was happening. This was a raging debate on X over the weekend among different conservatives. So we can put D6 on the screen. This is a tweet from Joel Berry of the Babylon Bee, who says, quote, "This won't be easy for people to hear, but there are only about 200 professed Catholics still living in Gaza, and they all support Hamas." I just want to read.
Managing editor of the Babylon Bee. So not some low-level rando.
Yeah, and some of my friends on the right, came out and said, we're never dealing with Babylon Bee again. Like this is the final straw after that happened. And we're going to get into more of this, but I want to read just on that point as a response, this post from former Congressman Justin Amash, former Republican Congressman Justin Amash, the libertarian, he's Palestinian. He says, quote, "The claim that Orthodox and Catholic Christians in Palestinian communities aren't, quote unquote, true Christians is reprehensible, an attempt to erase the identity of a people living in the Levant since ancient times and alienate Christianity from its ancestral home, the place of Jesus Christ." Amen, Justin Amash. I think he absolutely nailed that response to Joel. But Crystal, this debate is now not going anywhere for the people who are the most supportive, defensive of the Israeli government at every step of the way. Here is Michael Knowles, who is a Catholic, reacting on his Daily Wire show to news of the church that was hit in Gaza. We can roll D7.
As I've mentioned before, everyone seems to hate the state of Israel these days, mostly coming from the left, but some people on the right have joined. And I've been broadly supportive of the state of Israel, not really as an ideological matter, but as a matter of prudence. Losing me. Strike churches in Gaza, if accidentally. especially if not accidentally, if you're losing Mike Huckabee, the Israeli government is really screwing up, is really not playing its cards right. I agree with the Holy Father, Patriarch of Jerusalem, and I agree especially with the Holy Father on most matters. To come to an end. There need to be political consequences for this action, and the war needs to come to an end. How long is the war going to go on? The answer is, well, until the hostages come home. Okay, well, how about we redouble our efforts to get the hostages home if that's the impediment to peace? Because it seems like there have been a lot of side quests and side missions. The war's been going on for almost 2 years. When's it going to end? Just, what's the end of it? Tell me that when the hostages are released. Well, then focus on getting the hostages released. Oh, when Hamas is totally destroyed. Okay, well, when's that going to be? And it's no longer funding terrorism. When's that going to be? Korea is made safe for democracy. When? Sure. Because the war cannot just go on indefinitely. A just war cannot just go on indefinitely.
if it was a game, yo, Ozzy won that shit a long time ago.
Reaction to Michael Knowles.
Got him beat the final boss and everything.
Let's just also, now, since the church was hit, it's the only Catholic church in Gaza, as he mentioned. Pope Leo has come out and condemned what happened, obviously. And even Mike Huckabee, to what Michael Knowles just mentioned, has been up in arms. We covered this a little bit last week. He visited the Christian town in the West Bank over the weekend, so on Saturday, and also condemned that, called for, quote, harsh consequences. So this is a real break. The question is, there were plenty of real breaks on the left during the Biden administration. The question is whether that actually trickles into the policy level, and that's much less clear.
You're right.
But as we have covered for a long time, the sort of mainstream average right has a very different position, same thing on the left, as the policymakers on this issue.
Yeah, well,
not the boomers, but.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lee Wilson. I'm an international dance artist. I have
Lee, I'm so tired of this fucking commercial, bro.
Distributor I trust is CD Baby.
Right, the young right, yeah. And I think I don't expect there to be a policy consequence. You know, Mike Huckabee has expressed his upset. They'll work out whatever their visa issue is, and he'll move on with his lockstep support, as will Donald Trump. But I guess what bothers me is it seems like it took a fellow Catholic getting killed before he saw anybody as like human beings who were there. And I think it really reveals how much Islamophobia and anti-Arab bigotry allows this situation to persist. They've just been so thoroughly dehumanized that, I mean, think of how much death and destruction and intentional starvation and all of the mosques that have been destroyed, and the schools and the refugee camps and the doctors and the hospitals, and the ground plowed up so they can't grow food, and they're barred from even fishing off their own coast. I mean, just the utter horror, death, disease, starvation, destruction that has been going on now to his point for almost 2 years. And so, I mean, I'm glad that finally I have recognition of like, oh, holy shit, these are actually human beings. Maybe this is wrong. But it does bother me that you didn't see any of the rest of the people who were being murdered as human beings. So that's one of the things that jumped out at me is I do think it really underscores how much this whole project is dependent on a thorough dehumanization of the Palestinian people. And the moment you have some Palestinians who Michael Knowles and Mike Huckabee can recognize as actual human beings, then it becomes pretty clear how horrifying and outrageous the entire project is.
Well, here's what I think is interesting, and maybe it's worth even talking to Michael about. He is a very staunch defender of like the West, the broader West, and that's what I think is particularly compelling about his argument. Is we hear constantly, and he says he's supported Israel generally as a matter of prudence, because for many people on the right, they see Israel as a bastion of Western values versus anti-Western values, people who actually do not believe in liberal democracy as the West sees it. And that juxtaposition has always been really powerful on the right. that purported juxtaposition has always been really powerful on the right. And what I hear from Michael is when you look at conduct like this, that's a cracking facade. The idea that Israel is upholding the values of the West in.
I mean, it's frankly an insane idea at this point.
It's definitely like to see that reaction. I find that really, really interesting because that's the foundational piece of support that keeps even good faith conservatives sort of intellectually behind Israel. And that is what falls apart fairly easily, especially since October 7th. I think that's why this post-October 7th period has been really important. Let's put up, a lot of Catholics were sharing these images of Cardinal Pizzaballa. So this is D8. We can start rolling this. He actually went and visited Gaza. He went off and visited the church on Saturday. So clearly putting himself on the line here, and going into a war zone and touring the destruction.
And this was guy, Emily, am I correct, that the right really was hoping to see as Pope?
Yes.
And so the fact he's the one that goes, I think, gives it added significance.
Yeah, the best way to explain it would be if you were watching Conclave. He would be sort of one of the conservatives, right?
Yeah.
In the conservative faction. That's a very rough approximation, and I'm not Catholic, but that's the best way that you can I can kind of explain it. He was on the list of people the right wanted to see potentially step into Francis's shoes because of his reputation as one of the more conservatives. So I think this was a really powerful moment, and this is D9. You can see him posing with kids. Look at that. This is such a beautiful sign of resilience.
And just to go back to this Joel Berry.
Yeah,
this is who he's saying is Hamas. Yeah. This is who, right here. Look at this little girl taking communion, this little boy looking over her.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is justifying their murder. Let's be really clear by saying let's be honest, they all support Hamas. That's what he's doing. And the number of tweets and commentators and arguments that I've seen made exactly like this, by the way, applied to the entire population. I can't possibly keep track at this point. But for him to put it out there so clearly about Christians in particular, this is the first, I saw a significant backlash from the right of like, wait, these little kids, you're saying these little kids who are here with this cardinal you think they are Hamas and deserve to be murdered?
Yeah, well, there's a Catholic Protestant third rail, particularly on the right, because the right is still more. I think that the sort of professional right, the conservative movement, is knitted together by religious fabric in a way that the left really isn't anymore. And so the Catholic Protestant third rail, when that gets touched, it can flare up. But one of the interesting things I saw is a lot of my fellow evangelicals were wildly offended by what Joel said, and were saying so. This is completely wrong. And that is something that you don't often see, to be honest. A bunch of evangelicals rallying behind Arab Catholics in Gaza because someone dared to affiliate them with Hamas. These are children. 3 people died, 9 were injured, a priest was injured. The church was damaged. Many churches have been damaged over the course of this. And we mentioned earlier, Huckabee was out in the West Bank, and the remaining mostly Christian village in the West Bank. And Chris, I totally understand your point about people waking up to this because Christians are under attack, and sort of human nature to it sort of hits home for you when it's people with whom you identify. And so, yeah, I absolutely hear what you're saying. This, though, the amount of piling on Joel that happened over the weekend, this that really feels like the chapter being turned, like something happened over
Was
the
there
weekend.
some other, just real quick, was there some other precipitating, because I saw people like Babylon Bee's anti-Catholic side.
Yes.
There were other things that happened.
So Joel has been out at the forefront with James Lindsay and some others condemning Tucker Carlson and Daryl Cooper and the quote unquote woke right, which I think there's something to the quote unquote woke right construction if you're talking about like Nick Fuentes. If you're talking about Tucker Carlson, no. You're talking about this narrow slice of people who are very identitarian, like Nick Fuentes, who are open racists, as he identified himself on Candace Owens' show, then yeah, you could call him like neo-woke, like identitarian, white nationalist. Yes, but
they think that woke is a worse pejorative than like Nazi.
So Joel and others have been lumping, I would say, people who are not at all
Like Dave Smith, let's say there.
Dave,
is what
yeah,
I think we could safely say.
Right, and particularly because of their positions on Israel. And so that's where this has gotten, that's the precipitating factor here, that people were already primed to be like, dude, you are being, if anything, you are the one being woke. You're the one sort of engaging in this cancel culture of anyone who dares to question the Israeli government. Not even Israel, but like the Israeli government. So that was already, that had sort of been percolating.
That was bubbling, okay.
Yeah, and a lot of people do perceive that as Catholic, because a lot of anti-Catholic, because a lot of Catholics tend to be more in that camp than Protestant evangelicals, because Protestant evangelicals have this very, many people are dispensationalists. Evangelicals are dispensationalists, and they have this idea of the nation of Israel, the state of Israel being involved in prophecy and all of that. So it does touch on that third rail. So it was, Joel really stepped into he stepped into the minefield.
Yeah, I could tell when I was reading the replies that I was like coming in halfway through the conversation. I missed some things. I could tell people are mad, but I definitely missed some things that happened before this.
Yeah.
Explaining that.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Yes. Speaking of a lot going on, let's go ahead and get to Medi on Surrounded.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show. Help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.
If you're considering distributing your music with DistroKid, you might be in for a big surprise because there's more to music distribution than just the base fee. They charge add-ons for
What up, everybody? Hope y'all having a good afternoon, good evening.
Get it in when we give it to you straight, no chaser. Let's get right into it. Coldplay had a concert, and this viral kiss cam clip from July 16th, the day after my birthday. I thank y'all for all the birthday wishes, much appreciated. Look, it was at the Gillette Stadium, and the CEO, Adam Byron, and his company, Chief People's Officer, Christian Cavett. Cavett, fat dog, we caught you. Y'all was hugged all up, was running on a booty, and then they tried to duck out the picture once the went down. Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, look at these people. All right, everyone, you okay? Either they're having an affair or it's very shy.
Busted can't be trusted. Both you motherfuckers is fucked. Just don't cheat. We might skeet, but we don't cheat. Now skeet on your forehead to make sure you got that baby on your mind, because you ain't getting one of mine.
Damn.
I see a fire and a coming. I see a lawsuit too, because there's no fraternization between the two of you. I see a couple of buses. I see a house being got, not by mother on the camera, but the other lot. Hi. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
In.
Also, in the news today, Stephen Colbert, yeah, the CBS, they fired him I'm telling you. See, y'all thought ICE was just gonna get rid of it. See, they got ICE in the corporate room too. They got ICE in the entertainment business. And you done said some they didn't want you to say, and now your ass has been iced. 2026, May. Get out of there, Colbert. Whatever your name is. He's out of there. Also in the news today, Marjorie Joe, whatever, the senator of the country that always getting cussed out by the black woman in Congress. She's on to something right here. They just passed in the House a digital currency where they getting rid of cash.
The number one thing that is not happening today is a ban on a central bank digital currency. This means the ability for the government to take control of your digital bank account where all your money is and turn it off. And this is why I'm so upset and it's not being talked about. Steve, I was the only no vote on the rule last night, and Congress set a record last night, and no one's talking about that either.
Now, we went off the gold standard, and American dollars took the dime. Now it's worth 10 cents on the dollar. But now they're getting rid of the motherfucking cash and going straight to digital, and they're giving the Fed the right to lock your bank account up if you say something that don't agree with the motherfucking status quo of what the government believes to be facts, when we know they facts is foolish. The Senate's going to pass it unless we just stay on their monkey asses. And President Trump won't sign this to me because he's God. So call it. You ain't locking up my bank account. I'm gonna keep talking my mother through. Oh, you sons of bitches. Mother, this is NNN. Give it to you straight. No chaser, bitch.
Yo.
I just got back from Cabo for my birthday. I talked to my crew on set. Look, man, they got real food down there. I think you Mexicans, y'all swimming in the wrong direction. I'm thinking about moving down there. What the wrong with you, mother? Y'all got real food. You coming up here for this plastic ass McDonald's, greasy ass mother, genetic mutated ass. What kind of? Go back to Mexico, you crazy mother. I'm gonna follow you. Let's go. That man, it tastes like a real tomato, a papaya. They had watermelon with black seeds that I ain't seen since I was a kid. I was connection every day. Black, real mother seeds. No little circles inside the mother red part. That was juicy, delicious like a mother. America need to get your shit together. Mexico. Hola.
Hola. This fucking is crazy.
Here's how I learned to play Moonlight Sonata from scratch. First, take your thumb and place it on G sharp.
I don't give a fuck how you learn how to play that shit, bro.
Whoa! Whoa!
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I hate this.
Something special.
Uh-oh.
And it's for you, brother. The McAllen 18 Special Reserve.
Wow. Thank you, brother. Hold up.
You all right?
You don't know what this means to me.
You all right?
I'm drinking this right now.
Let's go.
Oh, let's make a wish. And they shall come true. Hey, I appreciate y'all being my extended family. I really do, man. And yeah, let's enjoy life together, because what else is there to do? Let's enjoy it because it's a long trip. Everybody say it's short. It's a long trip. 360 days around the clock. Hey, because time does not exist only in one's mind. See, time was created by another mother, to enslave another mother. Somebody said be there at 9. You said okay. I say I'm coming at 10. Somebody say you get off at 5. I say hell no, I'm leaving at 3. I gotta pick my kids up from school. Hey, come on over. Come on over. Thank you, my brother.
Happy birthday.
Hey, this is the crew right here, y'all. This the crew that makes it happen. This internet. Come on over here, Sakai. As y'all can see, this is a totally black-owned and black motherfucking operation. Black on black on black. Now, Black excellence. That's what you witness. Goddamn. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, man, you ain't drinking? Oh, no. Yeah, you got a tattoo. Them lines might be a little bit wicked. Oh, yeah, McAllen. Yeah, I need your sponsorship. I love your drink. Yeah, for real. And welcome back to NNN. This is my birthday celebrations continuing. You just met the whole crew. Look, as I was saying, if this digital currency pass, if you online and you say anything that doesn't agree with the status quo, they can lock your bank account up. You'll go from having a bank account fatter than a fat nest to zero. You'll be homeless in a day. So, be careful. Now, it ain't scared me. I've been homeless once before, so I did real good when I was homeless. I sold fake gold chains, turned a whole lot of necks green. I'm telling you, I'd go back to
Turn a whole lot of necks green.
But there's gonna be a problem. I was homeless by myself. Now I got a family, so I gotta look out for them. So I'm gonna just have to say, Trump is all right with me. That's all I got to say. These children need to eat. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, TikTok, it's Michelle Obama, and I'm here with my big brother, Craig.
Hey, everybody.
Something all right. Something all right, yeah.
Yep. Something all right? Something all right, yeah. So also in the news,
The reason that all your computer screens are blue lit, the reason none of them are red lit, the reason none of them pay attention to circadian biology is because that original technology was developed in a government program that Bobby Kennedy knows about, and I happen to know about because I went to medical school at LSU. For those of you who've never heard about Operation Paperclip, you think it's all conspiracy theory. So
Operation
two-lane
Paperclip, real
neurology,
thing.
two-lane neurosurgery in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s, the CIA started a program there where they would do all these crazy things to monkeys. CIA wanted to see how they can control things utilizing different things like drugs and things like that. Where the neurosurgeons got involved, which is my clade, we would drill tops of the heads off, put wires into the thalamus, put electricity in there, and kind of see what kind of behavioral changes we could have. One of the guys that was in that program was a guy named Professor Delgado. When he saw that we could control the behavior with the wired device, he said, what if we do it wirelessly? So he checked it in monkeys and checked it in bulls, and it turned out you can do it wirelessly with RFID chips and semiconductors. Then the CIA took it to the next level. They said, well, since this is electromagnetic radiation, what if we did it through light through screens? And it turns out you can. And that's the reason why all your computer screens have the frequencies they have. So why is this all important? Well, the person that set this meeting up between me and Bobby is the patent attorney that made sure that Google and Meta have those things so they can control the things that we all do. Where did the original idea come from that started off in MK Ultra with the CIA? You're going to be surprised when you hear this. It came from the mafia in Las Vegas. They wanted to build a new city in the desert. They enclosed it all, blacked out the windows, invented slot machines that were blue lit, and they found out that they didn't have to take a gun, stick it in your face to steal your money. And they even got smart. They said, let's give people free alcohol while they're doing that. And they found out they got the money quicker. And that's when the CIA got the idea to start this program. That's really how it started.
And that is how your cell phone became so cheap at first. Yes. And that's why every month screen is blue lit. Like this month behind me. It's all MK Ultra. You must watch, Nate. You must watch and like and subscribe. And check out Radiant. Yes! Click, like, subscribe, check Radiant. Everything is a motherfucking hustle, y'all. And why is every motherfucking piece of technology swinging? Because nothing in nature is in a box. But everything is boxed up that is non-natural. So now we living in this construct, see? We're in a video game whether you realize it or not. Everything is blocks, 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 and the blocks get tinier and tinier and tinier and tinier and tinier until it looks like a real picture. But in nature, everything is free flowing. See, there's no such thing as perfection in nature. It's constantly striving for perfection. That means it's growing every day. If it's perfect, it cannot move no more. It's perfectly stuck that way. But every time the sun moves, the tree and the branch keeps reaching towards the sun. That's why it keeps moving like this. And that's why every tree has a different movement and a different shape. Every motherfucking iris has a different shape because we're not looking at life through the same prisms. That's why nobody sees the whole world the same. That's why everybody in this world must have a voice. Because otherwise we will not get the whole picture, nothing but truth, so help us God. So speak up, say yo, because I'm definitely saying mine. We'll be right back after this commercial break. So, welcome back to NNN. If you're worried about drinking plastic, don't worry about it. You already have been for years. Your Coca-Cola can, all your soda cans, they have aluminum, and yes, it's very thin. You can melt it off with a little shot of acid. And now you see plastic underneath.
I've got something that is going to shock you. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. When you think you're drinking from a can, you're not drinking from a can. You're drinking from a plastic bag that's inside of a can. And you're getting all those microplastics, those hormone disrupting chemicals, and all those negative things absorbing into your drink.
Yeah, so, acid plus plastic equals estrogen. So this is why the world is becoming a world full of bitches. This is why rich people buy their Coca-Cola in a glass bottle. You go to any 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel, there is no cans. Everything comes in a glass because they don't want their children coming up bitches. So you can get a liter of this for $1.25 and think you save money, but you serve your sons bitch. Yeah, they drinking bitch and they become bitches. Speaking of Coca-Cola, Trump has agreed. I think it's one of them executive orders with the many plethora that he has. This one, he's taking out all the false sugar additives, and everything will be made with real CNH sugar, so that your children can still be addicted. And he's not demanding that it's in a glass, so you're still gonna have some bitch juice. You're just gonna have real sugar in bitch juice. So yeah, thanks Trump. Sugar diabetes. Thanks for giving us all sugar diabetes. I appreciate that. How about getting rid of that digital currency law? How about and firing the Fed and getting rid of the Federal Reserve? They ain't even a government agency. What the? Thought you was kidding. Make America great again, motherfucker. Well, get to it. Also in the Trump news, I heard that he's suffering from some kind of veininess. Lack of veins in his legs is what it is. So yeah, he's veinous or veiniless. It leads to elephant swelling in his legs. That's why he always wear them big baggy pants, because he has elephantitis of legs. His feet are the same shape as his calves. So yeah. So I think the Simpsons have hit it again. He's going to die of a blood clot soon. They projecting in August. I think Mossad hit him with the handshake, and that's why he has the vein problems.
He said Messiah hit him with a handshake. What the fuck?
Megan, she loves the shooters. But she ain't with lethal shooter. Lethal shooter gonna pop that mother right every time. I understand now. That's what she gonna be saying. I understand now. But Klay Thompson is her latest victim. He walked her down the red carpet and gave her what looked to be a very suspectly paid for advertisement kiss. That didn't look authentic. It looked like, you know, she just paid him, chipped him off, because, you know, he's freshly, what is he, divorced or single or some, maybe got a baby mama drama. I don't know, but it was the kids didn't, check it out. This shit looks real. But if it is real, I wish them both the best. May they have a little beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, we right at an hour and a half. What time is it? Almost 5 o'clock. About to get up out of here, guys. I could not keep my eyes open last night, but hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I went to bed at like 7:30. I am not lying, y'all. I slept all through the fucking night. I ain't wake up to like 3 o'clock this morning.
First time when we ever done it for public, the first time when we done it, we were feared so much.
When you did what?
When you killed a baby, first time.
You killed a baby?
Yes.
You yourself?
With Papa. Papa holding my hand, he helped me. When he told me to cut the baby's head off, when he forced me to, I couldn't.
He held your hand?
He held my hand. Yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. He put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head, like that. And then when we got older, we got more used to it. But then we understood. When my mom found out about it, she understood. She told me that it's wrong to do this kind of stuff. So then but then me and Gabriel had still been used to it. But then we had understood that it's wrong.
And so, what's your decision is?
And our decision, we had still a lot of fear in our head. But then when we read the book for June, it said that fear is the mind killer. So when we heard that, we thought that it was true. It was not really true. But then after, there was a man called Abraham who came to help us. He said that it is true, that fear is the mind killer. And then after, he said we had to face our fear. So then after we faced our fear,
Camera's here.
And then after we faced our fear.
So what you decided?
And we decided that we should stop. But then it said,
come close.
Like I said, every behavior is learned. What is wrong with you Caucasians? When you teach the children to cut babies' heads off and tell them that it's right, and then the mom had to tell them that it's wrong, and then they waited on some dude Abraham to tell them that it's wrong, then they had to face their fear, cut off one more head, then they figured out, yep, this is wrong. I mean, this is how the Jeffrey Dahmers of the world are created. Jeffrey didn't start eating people at a late age in life. He's been eating them motherfuckers. He was taught to eat them by his mom and dad. He had big old jumbo motherfucking hot dogs. Yeah, black dicks. He had some motherfucking black ball soup. He had some nostrils. See, they eat pigs now. See, no, he had them noses. They had them in a pot and sauteed on the shit. He had a big old ass roast. That's a giant roast. And it's shaped like an ass with an apple in the crack of it, because it's a nigga's ass for real.
Damn.
This is how this shit is done. You sick motherfucker. We'll be right back. Protect your children, goddammit. There's eaters out there. They calling us cannibals. Y'all the goddamn cannibals, you motherfucker.
About how like birth control's in all water now? I didn't know that. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's poisoning us that we should be like really concerned about right now. There's birth control in the water. Yeah. One, Alex Jones was right about the atrazine and what it does to frogs.
You're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Two, there's a bunch of other stuff that's probably androgenizing us. It's not good. Women take hormonal birth control. They then urinate, that goes into the water system. A lot of cities recycle their water, but we don't have any specific filtration mechanism for those hormones. So they just get recycled and pumped back into the municipal water supply. So
And they're turning you gay.
control in the water? Yes.
And there's an infertility problem.
Yes.
How does it affect males? Do you know?
It makes you more asexual. Yeah, so it makes you less of a guy and more of a sort of, I don't know, like the way that most guys
A
are
unit.
now.
The way that most guys are now.
Yeah, family.
Feminine ass
There's so
bitches.
many conspiracies about the chemtrails, and I've heard that they're spraying estrogen in the air to
Well, let me tell you something though.
oh shit, here we go.
So the material that we use, it freezes the liquid in cloud into snowflakes that fall, right? Pure testosterone is not as effective, but it's almost as effective as silver iodide. So if we really want to make America healthy again,
Oh, what's her name? Margie Joe. You know, the white woman in Congress that always gets cussed out by her sister. Yeah, she has a new
Margie
she's
Green.
trying to get past. I mean, this little white woman's doing some good. She's trying to ban clear skies. She got a clear skies bill, banning chemtrails.
Peace out, bro.
All
You
over
about to get up out of here. I'm about
I'm
to
with it on that one.
try to find a good stopping point right
And if you
here.
ain't, fuck you. Keep letting this rain down on you and die. Girls, die. I like fresh air. Like I had in Mexico. Fresh air everywhere. Damn. No chemtrails. Real food. Sweet. Welcome back to Internet where we give it to you straight from the case. So check it out. It looks like I'm in the studio, doesn't it? Well, I am. But check this audience out. There's going to be people, the same person, and they so stupid, they put the face on the same set of clothes over and over and over. Check it out.
This is just too funny. This lady's here. And then there she is. and this man is here. Where is he? He's here. And then he's here as well. So my favorite one is this lady who's in front of Tao, who is behind Tao, but just doing the same face. They're quite literally doing the same.
Is the audiences real on late night TV or are they fake? Is the audiences real on the game shows or are they fake? Is the audience real on American Idol and all the motherfucking audience where they have a bunch of kids yelling and screaming for some motherfuckers that can't sing at all? We'll be right back at this commercial break.
Something all right. Something all right there.
This has been NNN. Stay safe, y'all.
Give it to you straight, no chaser.
With over 2 billion monthly users, YouTube Ads makes it easy to expand your reach. Target the right audience and turn viewers into customers. Let your business be seen with YouTube Ads.
Damn, YouTube got 2 billion users? That's a lot of people. Everybody uses YouTube.
Growing, but Vigo will always be our first baby. Thanks to Chewy, no matter how busy life gets, it's easier than ever to make sure he still feels like number one.
The great thing about the Chewy app is that it is super mom friendly. When my son is napping, I can open it up, I can order everything that we need, and if I have any questions, their customer care team is right there to help me out. They're available 24/7 to answer any questions, to give advice. And if Vigo isn't a fan of something that we've ordered because, you know, picky eater life, Chewy's got us covered with their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vigo is our first baby, and with Chewy, he will always get the best. Try Chewy today and experience their amazing customer care for yourself.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, making fast, and I'm homebound. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. We're gonna walk this couch down section by section. It ain't even a sectional. I got an art sale. Well, the collector will be here tomorrow to pick it up. All right, soda painting. All right. All right, all right. Got an art sale. I got an art sale. I need that shit too, bro. Goddamn. Nigga been struggling. We're at 5 o'clock. We're almost at 5 for a few minutes. We did pretty good for today, guys. Pretty good for today. This couch is going to be slow going. I just really want it to look good. Nice, soft, supple leather with a lot of contrast and highlights on here. So this first detail layer, I'm going to take my time on this, so that when we come back to finish it up, yeah, just getting it finished. Like, yeah, I've done a thing. I'm a creator. But then when somebody wants to buy it, it's like, hey, icing on the cake. Now somebody else wants it. That's fantastic. That's fantastic that somebody wants to purchase my art. I'm excited. All right, I think we'll stop right there. Gosh, I guess not. Let me see about this. Soft and supple, soft and supple. I'm gonna fade that in a little more. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, buddy. This portion looks different from that. I can definitely see the difference in it. Man, that shine is gonna really is really what's gonna kick it off. Make it shiny. Oh yeah, I'm liking that shit. Your boy doing it big. Sit you back up there. That's gonna be a good nice leather on there. Appreciate it, broski. Appreciate it. Like I say we're gonna take our time on that. Walk our way through it nice and slow. Ain't no need to rush. But that couch, that shit is gonna be popping. I'm using a lot of reds and yellows on it. I know, right? Just take a seat. Excuse me, ma'am. Is this seat taken? This couch looks so comfortable. Don't mind if I do. Let me not be an amateur and make sure I wash my brushes out this evening. Unlike most evenings where I just sit them here to dry and get fucking hard. Just wasting brushes. I think I'm gonna dump this thinner out once I get these brushes, this set of brushes clean. I got thinners looking kind of dank right now. Looking a little dirty, bro. You ain't got no more thinner than that? That dirty ass thinner. All right, guys, I didn't keep the AC running today when I was at work, and it hasn't been too bad in here. It's kind of warm, but not unbearably warm. I gotta check the weather for tomorrow. I might keep it running tomorrow. Man, right. I slept for a long time last night. I'm already feeling like bedtime. I'm already feeling like bedtime. Jeez, can you not stay up, bro? It's that old man shit kicking in. Damn. All right, we got all our brushes cleaned, right? That's all the brushes I use. I think so. Okay, we're good on that. I'm gonna pour this in here. And then we're gonna pour this dirty thinner in the sediment jar. All right, the brush is clean, thinner is draining out. Let's turn some shit off so we can get up out of here. No problem. Oh, that's my son. Yo. Not much. Just wrapping up in the studio for the evening. What you doing? Like this week? Oh dang. Okay, it's the time is now. No, that's what's up. That is good news. Yeah, it's going to be a big change and a well-deserved change too. So. All right. Oh, you know I'm coming. Yeah, it ain't far away now. Yeah, you get old, bro. I'll tell you right now, the older you get, the faster time flies by, man. 'Cause, man, it just a year don't even seem like nothing no more. Facts, bro.